Hello and welcome. Avaya presents ETStudio is coming to you from the ETBFSI CIO Digital Conclave 2025. We're discussing strategizing growth with CX technologies. Now, AI-driven platforms have become indispensable in unifying customer and employee experience. By optimizing workflows and delivering tangible results, they are refining many industries, including that of the BFSI sector. Now, with key CX technologies such as omni-channel communication, AI-powered chatbots, virtual assistants, and of course, Gen AI, we're seeing growth like never before that is being powered by these emerging technologies. Now, to discuss the exact impact of these technologies, while also, of course, keeping what is paramount to the BFSI sector, that is data privacy and security, we have select leaders from the industry. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kallol Basu, who is the CTO, National Insurance, and alongside him, we have Mr. Kuntal Shah, who is the Director, Customer Engineering at Avaya. Thank you so much to two of you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us at ETStudio. So let me start off with our first question. What impact do CX and CX technologies play when it comes to strategizing your growth, especially with regard to your corporate strategy?
So right now, insurance industry in particular is witnessing a significant change in terms of customer experience. So it is no longer the traditional insurance because customers are really witnessing the kind of experience that they get from something like Amazon. So we are calling this the Amazonization of insurance. And like the kind of experience that a customer get in buying a product or service from Amazon or Amazon-like portal or an app, they are expecting a similar experience while buying insurance also. So it is very important to understand what customers want, how they want it to be delivered, and when they want it to be delivered. And in that perspective, customer experience technologies are of paramount importance. And you already mentioned about some of those, like omnichannel experience. Irrespective of the fact that a customer is buying a product from one of our offices or from a portal or from our WhatsApp chatbot or from mobile app, I need to give similar kind of experience to that customer. And if I look at the insurance value chain in detail, starting from product discovery, uh, as a insurance customer, you can think of like before buying a product, the first thing you probably will do is you will do some research, right? So for doing that research, there are multiple tools available right now, and many of them are AI-based tools. So that research can be done about from where I should buy and what I should buy. After that, the next step in the game will definitely be customer onboarding. Once the customer has decided, let us say that the customer wants to buy that product from us, how can I make the customer onboarding frictionless? And when I say a frictionless customer onboarding, uh, like here, AI technologies has a big role to play. And not only in general, but also life insurance, and also this is common in other BFSI sectors. So the traditional customer onboarding was customer used to come and give a document like, let us say, PAN card, based on which the CKYC authentication could be done, or in absence of PAN, maybe Aadhaar card, based on which eKYC can be done. If PAN on Aadhaar is not available, then some OVD or offline verification of documents could be done. Now, I do not want to let the customer fill lengthy forms to onboard that customer, because then I'm compromising with customer experience, right? Here, where like AI technologies are coming big, like technologies like natural language processing and optical character recognition can read from customers' KYC documents. From one unstructured data, it can generate some structured data. So I think this is what Avaya might be doing, and I will take your perspective also here before I go to the next line of the flow. Yeah.
So you have explained it in depth for sure, and I appreciate how you put it as the Amazonization of the experience. You know, that's so true because CX is what all customers and users look for? And I'm sure Avaya has a perspective on that.
So Sir has given a very good view of the use cases. But if I take a step back and why it is happening, if you look at consumers today, we call them now as everything customer. They want everything, but so much so that they have sometimes a contradictory needs. So if you look at what they need, they say, I want organizations to know me. I want a personalized experience. But at the same time, they will say, I will not share data. I will opt out. You talked about different channels. They want to connect on WhatsApp. They want to connect on social media. They want to connect on chatbots and all of those things. At the same time, they say, I need a frictionless experience, right? So it's a contradictory experience. So bottom line today is that customer wants everything. The expectations have increased. And what we see is going forward, all the organizations, including banking and insurance sector, we are going to compete for their time and attention. Look at Amazon, look at how they personalize the kind of products they put. Similarly, the insurance sector will have to personalize some of these things, right? So I think that's where we are moving towards, and we are moving towards classic from industrial to services. Now we are in experience economy. And in experience economy, you really look at the experience you carry, whether it's one transaction or in case of insurance over a longer period of time you renew. Okay, the memory and experience you carry really is important. And that's where this all technologies, and I think AI coming in makes it much easier for us now. What we were thinking of very difficult to deploy, I think it's very easy for now, or much more convenient for us now to deploy some of the things you talked about, omni-channel customer experience. How do I do a eKYC in a much more effective way? So because of this, again, CX has become a boardroom topic because it has a direct impact on not only on your top line, but also in terms of a customer satisfaction as well as loyalty. Yeah. So yeah, I think CX is a really important topic nowadays.
Well, yes, absolutely. And while you mentioned facets such as personalization and also the need for a seamless experience across touch points, customers are so customers are very concerned about their privacy, especially when it comes to sensitive matters such as their financial details. So the BFSI industry is also highly regulated. And with these evolving compliances, what is it that you look for when you're choosing a CX platform?
Okay, so as you rightly said, as we speak, the DPDP Act is going to be a reality, the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, and he has rightly pointed out that customers in this DPDP scenario do not want to share much of their personal data, but they want a hyper-personalized experience. So this is where the balance need to be done, and a CX platform that I will be looking for ideally should balance this out evenly. That based on whatever customer data that I acquire, I'll be able to provide a hyper personalized experience to the customer, starting from onboarding to the next levels of the value cycle in BFSI.
To make sure that the experience is extremely easy for the customer who is being onboarded as well, while also being agile to meet all the evolving compliances. So I'll take that across to Avaya to see how their technology and platform can do that.
I think one of the key thing we need to keep in mind is whenever we choose a platform, we have to look at the technology is moving at so fast pace. You see the new models, language models coming in, make it much easier to deploy, make it cheaper to deploy. Whatever you do, ultimately you need to make sure that the platform is capable not only to meet your needs today, but also of the future. You need to have a modular approach in terms of plugging in the new innovations which are going to happen. Okay, how are you going to make use of it? And you don't, at that point of time, you don't really have to do a rip and replace. At the same time, also you need to look at, okay, it's a regulated industry. Okay, and while most of the people think that answer to everything is move everything to the cloud. Okay, digital transformation is move everything to the cloud, but maybe it may not be true for the banking and BFSI industry. You got to make sure that while whatever you have invested over a period of years, you use it. Okay, but also how do you layer innovations in a much more secure way? Okay, which is going to kind of interest your next Gen Z kind of a customers, right? So I think that's a balance which we need to keep. And what we do at Avaya is making sure that we don't kind of force customer to push it to the cloud. Okay, whether you do it on-prem, whether you do it in a cloud, or whether you want to do in a hybrid mode, something which we have to find a balance. And again, it's based on the use case to use case. Yeah.
If I may add one point to that, that is a very interesting point. In fact, the banks and insurance companies across the world they have significant investment in on-premise data center.
Hmm.
And just to protect that investment, it is not practical for BFSI sector to move lock, stock, and barrel to a cloud. So that is not practical. So all the BFSI companies across the world
Hmm.
are taking a call to move to a hybrid cloud.
Hmm.
Some of the workload or applications will move to a public cloud.
Hmm.
Some may remain in a private cloud,
Mhm.
and some may remain in the traditional data
Sure.
center. So that is in order to protect the investment and also to get benefit of what we call as the democratization of AI. Because rather than buying a AI tool just from ground up, working on a LLM in my data center, it makes much better sense to take benefit of the like the AI native applications or the AI applications that is available in a public cloud. So that hybrid cloud approach, I think all the BFSI across the world are taking.
True.
So hybrid cloud approach and also taking off from the democratization of AI that you spoke about, sir. Now AI has made accessibility so easy for everybody. But at the same time, businesses need to make sure that they're keeping up with the latest technologies when it comes to AI. But with any emerging technology, we have to see what problem is it solving. So when it comes to the insurance sector, exactly what problems is AI solving in the CX platforms?
Okay, great question. So AI, as I started saying, like solving a number of problems in the entire insurance value chain, and that starts from onboarding the customer, where I can use a combination of AI tools to make the onboarding frictionless. After that comes the policy issuance. Now, traditionally, for policy issuance, customers needed to fill up long forms, big forms.
Right.
But now with a number of chatbots and some AI based like AI chatbots as well as WhatsApp chatbot, we can issue a policy very fast. So I will just talk about one of the insurance company in US. I will not name that company,
Sure.
but their tagline was policy issuance in 90 seconds and claim settlement in 3 minutes.
Wow.
And they could do it by the use of two AI chatbots.
True.
Believe me.
Excellent.
So they two chatbots, one chatbot issuing policies and one chatbot settling claims. But they are mostly in renters kind of insurance or pet insurance. Talking about the kind of insurance we do, which includes fire and engineering also, such rapid pace of claim settlement is sometimes not practical.
Okay.
So it takes some more time, definitely. But for like standard kind of, let us say, motor insurance, we also are now in a position where we are issuing policies very fast.
All right.
Through our WhatsApp chatbot, we are issuing policies in within 3 minutes right
That's
now.
excellent.
And we want to improve this further. Claim settlement also, we are trying to make it as frictionless as possible, and that is by use of AI technologies.
That's excellent.
And when I say, like, if I have to take an example, so for motor claim settlement, for damage up to 50,000, we have a number of digital service providers
All right.
who come with an app-based claim settlement. So you can take a photo or video of the damaged car, which is actually assessed by an AI engine or a machine learning engine, which gives a loss assessment estimate, and which is then randomly checked by manual surveyors, based on which the settlement is done very fast. So that solution is already up and running with us and many other insurance providers in India.
Well, a lot of customers would
Yeah.
complain that it's very difficult to get their claims settled. But especially with the use of these emerging technologies, and you're mentioning how right from onboarding to claim settlement, there's a significant reduction in time. I think definitely that reinforces a customer's faith and loyalty as well in the long term. I'll take that across to you, Mr. Shah.
You already talked about the AI use cases around automation. How are you? The bots kind of helps you to fill the forms, settle the claims, etc. There are other use cases which we kind of see in the market, adopted by a lot of customers in this industry. Think like analytics. How do you kind of look at? It's a treasure trove of information what your customers are telling your organization, right? A lot of time that is kind of just put it into the storage for regulation or a kind of you need to keep it for 3 years, etc. How can you use that information, analyze the conversation, and understand what customer is saying? It's not just about NPS score 1 to 10, but about what they really saying during the conversation. Okay, their feelings, their sentiments. How do you analyze those? And AI can help you to do that. AI can, earlier it was like only 1% of the calls were listened because you need so much manpower to listen all the calls or conversations, right? AI can transcribe calls, they can identify the patterns, okay, which then you can feed into your business processes to improve it, right? So I think there are a lot of use cases which we see. One of the use cases definitely automation. The second one is around analytics, predictive analytics in terms of what your customer sentiments are. And this may be the early signs or warning signs if there are any, if you made some change in the policies, you will hear from the customer. And then actually you can see what you need to tweak, maybe on a digital platform, maybe in the policy processes and settlement, etc. So it's one of the more use cases. Yeah. Thanks.
Absolutely. They say data is the new oil, and AI is making that data richer. So, in your experience, are you using AI to tap into your data and to glean better insights?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as he rightly said, like traditionally, most of the insurance companies were into descriptive analytics, at least in India.
Yeah, true.
So, the data that insurance companies used to collect was used for primarily one purpose: generating internal reports and regulatory reports. But we, like of late, maybe a few years back, we started unearthing like that data as an oil, right? So most of the companies, including us, we have ventured into advanced analytics projects where we are like creating a data lake.
Yeah.
And from that data lake, we are unearthing more information.
Correct.
We are using it for fraud analytics, predictive analytics, really taking it deep. But at the same time, like few things that we need to be aware about. You already touched some of those, like how we make sure that that AI model use that data for the right purposes.
Yeah.
There is no bias in the data, and I am able to protect that data. So all these considerations are very important whenever I am selecting a data platform and maybe merging it with a CX platform.
Agree.
Ethical considerations definitely dictate which platform you are going to be choosing. But also, what about on the financial side? How do you measure the success of your AI driven initiatives, especially when it comes to CX?
Uh, okay, AI driven initiative, one very interesting use case he has mentioned is about sentiment analysis. So AI based sentiment analysis are becoming very common even in India. And this works in a very simple manner. It scrapes the data from publicly available domains, like let us say from Google review or your website or social media. It scrapes those information and it gives a customer sentiment score. And your marketing team can analyze those customer sentiment score and take corrective actions. So that is becoming mainstream very fast.
Absolutely. And what
Yeah.
are, in your experience, how do your customers and partners measure the success of these initiatives?
Look, any initiatives around AI, you got to have an ROI in your mind in terms of, because you are going to put your talent, infrastructure, as well as investments into some of these initiatives. And to make it a long term success, you got to make sure that there is a tangible ROI. But unlike some of the other initiatives like cloud, for example, it has a clear financial numbers involved. With AI, you have to look at both tangible as well as intangible outcomes, right? So, for example, how am I improving my employee satisfaction? I'm using AI for improving my employees experience as well. So is it also ROI, right? Improving employee satisfaction, because more employees are engaged, they are going to kind of go extra mile to solve customer issues, right? So that's one of that. Or how do you do the automation? How much automation you are able to do? Okay, that's maybe a direct way of saving the cost. So there are tangibles in terms of employer customer satisfaction, NPS, etc. At the same time, there are intangibles as well. So you have to look at both when you look at
That is a
ROI.
very interesting point. If I have to just add to that,
Sure.
he has mentioned about tangible and intangible. So one intangible part is the total experience. We no longer talk about customer experience now. It is a total experience that we provide to customer as well as our employees. So that is called total experience or TX. So we are really taking a journey from CX to TX. And this total experience, So all these AI-based sentiment analytics and like I already mentioned about making the customer onboarding frictionless and then claim settlement faster,
Right.
policy issuance faster. So all these add to my customer experience core. And like these you cannot directly convert to some dollar number maybe. So the way traditionally ROI is calculated, I spend X dollar to a project and it gives me Y dollar benefit in terms of top line and bottom line. So for AI projects, it's a tangible combination of tangible as well as intangible.
So I also want to focus on the TX, the total experience that is being provided. How is employee experience being impacted by better CX?
I will just take one use case,
Sure.
very recent use case. 2023 people were talking about ChatGPT, right? 2024 everyone were talking about LLM or large language model. This is 1 year where people have started talking about agentic AI or AI agents. So one insurance company, not from India, so they have started using agentic AI, and how they are using it, their employees actually can talk to a generative AI chatbot, and that chatbot, let us say the employee is exploring the vacation options, and that chatbot on behalf of the employee will go to the HRMS system and apply leave. So that's how it is creating an end-to-end journey for employee satisfaction also, what you asked.
That's
So that is
fantastic.
possible through agentic AI.
Fantastic. So AI is making experiences seamless for employees as well as customers,
Absolutely.
for sure. Would love your perspective on
Sure.
this.
From Avaya perspective, when we talk to our customers around CX, we tell them that both, look, EX and CX are actually the two sides of a same coin. If you want to improve customer experience, you also have to make sure that you are taking care of your employees. As I said earlier, more engaged employee means better engagement, and they will go extra mile. Similarly, if you look at from an employee experience, and you talked about AI, there will be some use case where you are kind of replacing the human or employees and automating those transactions with agentic AI, etc. But still, we see more and more use cases where we are augmenting the capabilities and capacity of the people whom we have. Use cases like you can say agent assist capabilities, right? While I'm in a conversation with a customer, maybe a digital savvy customer or a customer on a call, okay, am I able to bring them with the right knowledge management articles? They don't have to look for the information. Am I giving them a 360-degree view of the customers, their history with your organization? Okay, so looking at from IT perspective also, today a lot of time what we see is the person who is talking to customer need to browse through many applications. There are many screens. They don't have all the information on a single pane of glass, what to say. So we try to make sure that we give them a view, okay, which is on a single pane of glass. They don't have to browse through. Okay, look at one thing also. If you are calling up a call center today or talking to them, you have kind of research yourself today, right? You go to YouTube, you go to Reddit. Nowadays young generation will go to Reddit and look at the information, try to ask their friends, okay, and when they exhaust all the options, then only they go and decide to call up a call center. We don't do it otherwise, right? But then what they do is, okay, when I'm calling, I think I know better than the person on the other side. So the agent has to be superhuman now. So they also need to have all this knowledge, information on their fingertips, so they can actually converse more effectively. Otherwise they will just ask to call the supervisor or go to the expert, etc., and it will impact your other matrices like first call resolution and stuff like that. So it's really important from an employee standpoint that AI augment the capabilities while we automate, but also the augment the capabilities. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think with that, we can conclude our discussion
Sure.
because we have covered the entire spectrum, from EX plus CX equals TX. We have also discussed how a hybrid model is better than just the cloud. We've also gone through Amazonization of the customer experience, and exactly what they're looking for and how life has become easier for both employees and customers. And we've also touched upon the data privacy and security and how we can provide rich experiences to our customers while ensuring that the data is protected and also adhering to the ever evolving regulations. And so, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you.
here today. It's been an extremely
Thank you.
productive discussion with an industry expert and a technology expert, giving you a seamless experience at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching. And for more such insightful discussions, remember to stay tuned to ET Studios.